Welcome to the latest show ever, the show that's so late it's early. I'm your host, Mr. Mask, and we have a very different show for you this evening. I've been instructed to spice things up a bit. I'm not talking about the spice rack in my kitchen. I'm talking about my fantastic late show. But before we get into it, I'd like to take a minute to thank Tom Nook for always watching. And a very special thanks to the Dodo Airlines. Without those two dodos, or pelicans, I couldn't get anything done around here.
Surprise, motherfuckers. I'm tonight's guest.
What a pleasant, totally unplanned surprise. Thanks for being on the show tonight.
I would have come out here sooner, but I really just didn't give a shit.
You were known to be a bit edgy, but I've always known you more as ceramic? Anyway, I took a poll yesterday, and the number one thing they wanted to know was, where do you get all your jokes from?
Whatever comes to my hungover head, I scribble onto the page of a notebook. I filter out a few jokes here and there, and if I'm thinking that I shouldn't say it, that it's truly fucked up, like punting a small child through a field goal post fucked up. Anyway, you know what bugs me the most, Mr. Mask? I actually thought I shouldn't do certain jokes on this show, even with no one watching.
That's interesting you say that, Coco. I know they added swimming, but I have noticed that our viewership also took a dip.
I mean, my blood sugar does too, but I still come back each week.
I thought you were a husk, or a possessed shell of a gyroid in the shape of an adorable rabbit villager. I never knew you had blood in your system.
That was pretty funny coming from someone looking like Colonel Sanders Fluffer at an Eyes Wide Shut party. I guess I get the feeling from all the latent trips now that I think about it.
Moving on, what do you think the most appealing part of all this is? Being on a permanent island vacation? Or hosting a late-night talk show?
Well, you know more than most villagers what I do when I'm not burying my bells. And I know viewers like this show because there's no pressure to ever watch it. Still, I'd rather be anywhere but near those flea-ridden animals.
Oh, Coco. But you must enjoy being part of the show. At least I would hope so.
Nah, I day drink. So half the time I sleep when I'm on here. I do it for the bells, Mr. Mask. Even though I've seen amateur porn with bigger budgets than this shit show. The producers tell me I could do what the fuck I want on here anyway, so...
All that said, what brought you out to a deserted island? Why even come out here in the first place?
Heh, you first.
Well, I can't actually remember why anymore.
Of fucking course you'd say that.
All I know is, if you want to release something from yourself forever, you have to create something from it. You see, I might be trapped doing what I've always dreamed of doing, but this show has become something bigger than I ever dreamed.
Wait a minute. We're talking about the same show, right? You can't be serious.
My hat's off to you, Coco, for all that you do on the show. I really do appreciate it. I guess it's time for a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the latest show ever. Thanks for sticking with us. Psst. Hey, Coco. Wake up. You good?
Shit. We're still going? I thought this was supposed to be one of those quick filler episodes that people skip over.
I spoke to Tom Nook last night, and he told me that he wanted to add some new shops to the island as part of a, let's go with, future update. But it looks like we might have to move a few buildings around first. Would you mind if we moved your house a little closer to Nook's Cranny to make some more room?
Sure, Mr. Mask. I can hardly wait to shorten my morning stroll by 10 whole seconds.
I was hoping you'd say that. What shops do you think he's going to add? Personally, I hope it's a coffee shop. Oh, or a bait and tackle place. Wait a minute. Villagers don't use bait.
I think I'll go with a club. The nightlife will definitely bring in more schmucks for your show. It's been slim picking lately out there. And what's with the fucking crickets? Shit. One day it's August, then it's September, and we get all the fucking bullshit bugs.
Speaking of bugs, I'm looking forward to all the new creatures I get to add to my Critterpedia. Maybe if I'm lucky, Tom Nook will add some new exotic fruits to plant.
Well, this shit went off the rails. How did we get here?
It's all part of the plan, Coco. So, what's on the horizon?
Recently, I was Googling how to upsell turnips and got deep into a stock market video hole. Clam cells bring in enough bells to pay off my damn Nook loans, but I could always use more bells on the side. Next thing you know, I'm f***ing selling turnips to some cutesy boar.
You are such a special spirit, Coco. You know that?
You know what it really is, Mr. Mask? There's a blandness about you. It's almost powerful enough to make me want to avert my eyes and go back to sleep.
You sure sleep a lot, and you have mentioned on multiple occasions your affiliation with an unnamed necromancer. Care to touch on that?
Well, you know, it's not some Fountain of Youth bullshit, but the necromancer prefers to remain anonymous, so I can't really talk about him right now, sorry. Finally, this shit's killing me.
I see what you did there, Coco. Anyway, you know what that means. It's time for the Wheel of Death. Let's spin that wheel. Well, I'm not entirely sure what might happen next.
Fuck this. If you're done exploiting me for views, I'm out of here. Unless... Do you know that sloth claiming to be an exorcist? I want to see if he can get me into a new shell.
I think we're all set, Coco. Wait, I thought that sloth only sold shrubs.
Never can tell.
Looks like we're all out of time. Until next time, I'm Mr. Mask.
And I'm Coco. This has been the latest show ever. The show that's so late it's fucking early. Hit the like button, and if you enjoy this bullshit, go ahead and subscribe to Mr. Mask's channel because he actually gives a fuck. Blah, blah, blah. Stay tuned for next week's episode with a brand new guest. Goodbye.
Coco, it's goodnight, not goodbye.
Oh, good night?
Try again, with a little emphasis, like goodnight.
You know what? I can't believe there was a moment of my life that I wanted to host this shit. Fucking good night.